Welcome along to the channel and a new video. Today is going to be a completely different kind of video. I'm not outside doing any filming, walking along any disused railway lines today. What I'm going to be doing is running through some bits and pieces that I've been donated to do with the Great Central. It's a load of memorabilia that a local chap kindly gave me. There's some really interesting stuff here that obviously I just want to try and record, take note of and see what we got really. Terry's going to be joining us, a friend of mine. He's quite knowledgeable about the Great Central Railway. We're going to be just looking through the bits and pieces that he gave us. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting little video. It's just like lots of bits and pieces from when his father used to work on the Great Central Railway at Helmdon in the signal box. His name was Lenny Wills. So there are some collectible items here back from the 60s, even the 50s I think. Railway tickets, magazines, bits and pieces that relate to the Great Central Railway. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'm just going to spin the camera around shortly just to try and capture what we can, and hope you enjoy it. Okay, so these are all
these are British Transport. Go on, you do
railway tickets from, well, I'm probably dating back from the 60s, I would have thought. Some of them are not from Brackley. There's one there, Banbury to High Wycombe. It's a return ticket.
That one is, to some degree, that's quite an early one. I know that's from a Welsh pair, Welsh-born and Landfair Light Railway Preservation Group. But that's probably in the early days of preservation. That one. There's a lot of these are proof tickets. Just the destinations that are on them.
From Helmdon to Marylebone. Will's son, so he got a train in September 1960.
Yeah, that's kind of like a more modern ticket. But again, that's a proof ticket. That's kind of like 1970s or 60s, something like that. A lot of these are probably in relation to where you may have worked out the signal boxes. And again, another one from Helmdon to Marylebone.
See, these quite collectible, or? Yeah,
they are. Yeah, because I mean, you see this one. It's got issued to Mr. Will's son.
Yeah.
So like he must have had his own kind of like family
That's
ticket.
probably what this thing is.
Yeah, which is probably. Well, a lot of these you see are gone, like, you know, like the likes of these station names, a lot of these are gone. And there are people who do collect these, especially stations which no longer exist. These are half tickets. These tickets themselves would have been in two sections.
Yeah.
You know, this one like is Helmdon Solgrave to Banbury via Brackley, and the other side would have been in reverse, so it would have been like blank, but they would have filled it out, Banbury to Helmdon. Yeah. And what they did when they handed it into the ticket collector, they would tear them in half and hand it back to him, the return thing. Certainly when I was on the railway, like if they did that, like you didn't like the person. Because like you could use this at least several times. This was valid for 1 month, so like you could have used this again if you were going and doing a journey, say another week later. Normally these are only ripped up by jobs worth ticket inspectors.
Right.
So you got another one here like Helmdon to Brackley Central. Well, again, you know, the W incidentally on these tickets normally meant that it was issued to his wife, the W. And by doing that way, like if he went up himself and presented that to the ticket barrier, if he had a jobs worth ticket inspector or whatever, he would turn around and say, well, this is not your ticket because this is issued to a woman. Right. Double it. So although his wife would have had the proof ticket, if he had that, he would have been pulled up over it and probably lost his proof ticket.
So Sandy to Bedford, St John's. Bedford to Sandy.
Sandy, Bedford St John's has gone on a long time ago. That's on the old east-west line now.
So that was August 1960.
Yeah, I mean this one looks. Let me make that out. This is Helmdon Soul Grey. Looks like Brackley. Can't make out the line on that. But even as priv halves, these were known as priv halves. Then you would have basically kind of like had two like that.
Yeah.
And that says Helmdon Soul Grey, so that was the outward journey. And then the return to get would have had the writing in reverse. So it would have been, say, from Banbury via Brackley to Helmdon Soulgrave.
That's an interesting little part of the collection.
So they're priv halves, they are. We've got quite a few.
This is a timetable, Western Region timetable, 1963.
63, yeah, 1 shilling. And again in here, like it was kind of like a Bradshaw's guide of the Western region, and they tell you all the different tickets what are available. But the drawings at the time, you know, then you could have a camping coach. That's a Pullman camping coach. And you have to book it. Nice sleeping berth couchette. These happy days of the 1960s, look.
Yeah.
The famous British Railway sandwich.
In a brown paper bag, probably.
Yeah. Even out on car tourist services, you know, and they used to do like the rail service out of Kensington Olympia, and you'd ship your car down like to Cornwall so you can go around. This poor chap, look, picking up the suitcase to send it on in advance. Looks like a rubbish bin. But this is interesting. These are the indexed railway station showing the timetable. Obviously, this is pre-beaching, so there's a lot there which you could probably might put a line through and say close, close, close. But these are all the old lines. Yeah. I think at a later date they never really put these in. And this is interesting, like a list of principal places not directly served by railway. And it tells you where bus companies are all served. Again, bus company names long gone.
Right, before we go through all this sort of stuff, let me just show you. They're the two semaphore signal.
Yeah. That's a good news.
Frames. So they would have.
That's plastic, isn't it? Normally would have been glass, but it's good. The rubbers are in excellent condition.
Yeah.
And that would have been. That's actually green. I know it looks blue, but it's actually green. Yeah.
Nice little item then.
It is, yeah. A little bit of clean up around the edges, and I think you'll well.
Right, so in this very old suitcase, I mean, God knows when this was dated back from. This is something you'd find on a carriage somewhere left behind. Right, so this here is quite a nice little item. This is an ashtray, original Great Central ashtray that was taken out of the Helmdon signal box.
That is. Wow. Well, that's very collectible, and I wouldn't even be able to put a price on anything like that. Really wouldn't. This is kind of like sort of stuff that people do collect, but very seldom come around to seeing it. I don't know.
Yeah, nice little item.
But original, yeah, it's come out of Helmdon signal box.
Yeah, very
nice.
Right, these are the next
Nothing's
few.
been used.
Probably that cigar.
Normally it'll be like pipe tobacco normally.
Yeah, so this is a line, it says Lengthmans.
Yeah, these are used by the track guys. It would have been Lookout.
Yeah.
And obviously this guy is Lengthman's Horn Jack Holloway's, so Jack Holloway must have been...
Yeah, he was
Was he here?
photographs.
Was he in this area or
Yeah, he's in one of these photographs. So you got these photographs
oh, yeah,
of
I've
the
seen
workmen.
this.
So I think it's that chap there.
Right, okay.
So that's Helmdon.
Yeah.
So that photo's been taken from the signal box.
Yeah.
So that little horn is like a warning.
Yeah. This is what they blow for approaching trains, and then the track guys would sort of like step back off the track when they were working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it still works.
Does it? We tried it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's quite a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that again, that with that. I know this comes from the British Rail magazine, or the British Railways Board magazine at the time, and they did a spotlight against that on Helmdon Station.
Yeah.
I think this is probably around about, I think it may have been 1963, may have been a little bit earlier than that. But that is really nice provenance that goes with that, definitely.
Yeah. So another nice little item is a nice little teaspoon.
Teaspoon, isn't
Great,
it?
and it actually has got
You got
great
anything
central
on it? It has.
Or LNER.
It has. Can't really make that out. That's got a hallmark on it now, isn't it? So that's...
On the other side, I think there's a little picture on the other side.
Oh yes, there is. Yeah. Have to get a magnifier. It's got looks like GCR, mate. No? It's been
Yes.
quite a lot. It's worn quite fadedly, but you can probably with a magnifying glass blow it up. You can make out some there. It looks like GCR. It looks like the crest of the Great Central.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was
Yeah,
on
it
top
does.
of
It
that.
looks like the crest of the Great Central. And that's hallmark. Silver. So we got on there. W. H. Yeah, that's hallmark silver. Well stirred.
Let's show that to the
Well stirred.
Yeah, well stirred. There you go. That served a few sugars into a few teas at Helmdon Station. Oh, Helmdon signal box. Yeah. Right, these are really, really nice items. So you've got two whistles here. Got one that's a P-way number on there. So that's possibly Guardsman whistle, and this is a LNER one. So two original whistles.
They both Acme Thunderers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Hudson's patent. Well, this is genuine GCR, obviously, because it's got that on it. Ball's still in it.
So they were.
Used to be able to tune on these. You can hold it right.
There you go. This works well.
Yeah, make a noise. I used to make a noise on my one. Yeah, when you was at London stations, you'd hear a two-tone whistle.
Yeah, GCR.
And you used to play your finger over it. Better play a whistle, play a tune on my one. Yeah, but yeah, again, collectible. Great Central Railway. Both Acme Thunderers. And this particular one, LNER, so that came after that one. But the permanent way, obviously, that would probably may have gone with the guy working on the track, that one. Really.
Nice little items, aren't they?
They are, yeah. These, to be honest, these are the sort of things like you would have in a display cabinet, and then you would just have this as a background.
Now these are interesting. These are 2 keys that were obviously unlock the doors either on the signal box or something to do with the platform on one of the station buildings. That's what these were.
Yeah, have they got anything on them? Right, getting LNER.
Yeah, I think this one's got LNER on it. Yep.
Is that the same kind of kit as that? It looks like it because.
Yeah, it's got LNER.
Yeah, because I think it's the same because like when you. These are very similar to a standard key which would have opened if they were for signal boxes, most signal boxes.
Now these here are, which I'm just pulling out of the bag, are like jacket pins.
Yeah.
So you've got British Railway ones there. And here, this is quite an interesting one. We've got an LNER. And we've got another LNER. This next one is quite nice. GCR, but even more rare, I think, is the SMJ.
Yes, definitely. The SMJ one, very rare. The British Railways ones, probably not so rare. There's a lot of these, obviously, when the British Transport Commission seized them, British Railways took over, and these are issued like to uniforms. These come in different guys, different things. You got silver. They were kind of like brass, gold ones, depending on what you did. I've got my uncle's ones from the Western region, and his were like brass, because like he was like train crew. So it depended on what grade you were. Like it went up. But these ones, these are very rare. I don't know what to say. SMJ. Yeah. Let's see on the back of that. The SMJ is very rare. LNER. London. That's it again.
Oh, you have to excuse me sniffing. I've got
Original
bit of a cold.
Interesting that these are.
I mean,
Special.
when you see something like this, you think, you know, that's been on someone's jacket working there.
Special,
you know?
special quality on the SMJ.
So the SMJ run underneath the Helmdon Viaduct.
They did indeed, yes.
So someone obviously left a jacket down the signal box or something like that. You don't know.
Yeah, either that or I would imagine, like, I mean, it may even be a case of when it became part of British Railways, that he probably would have worked the box at Helmdon and also gone down onto the box on the lower station of the SMJ. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they are, mate. Yeah, they are. They're very. I mean, they're little insignificant things, but they are very interesting. Very interesting as well. I mean, put that on the SMJ. Are you on the SMJ website?
No.
Yeah, just sign into it, SMJ, and you can put a photograph up of it.
Right.
It's
a Facebook page, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Facebook page. Yeah, or it is. You can also. What else did they? They've got an actual website themselves.
Yeah.
And you can join.
Now these are just a load of matchstick boxes. So it's even got all the matches still in there.
Probably still strike it.
So all these railway locomotive matchboxes. Now I don't know where these came from. But there's loads and loads of little these boxes in there.
But strange enough, it says made in USA.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, look at the little Indian chief on it.
Some of the
Again, to Matchbox collectors, they obviously said they probably did a run of locomotives. They're different because this is a Southern Railway one. That one's an NER, so a little bit of reason. I mean, it's strange how it's made in the USA and it's come over here.
Yeah. Now, a rule book, 1950. 1st of October 1961. It says on there anyway, but this is a rule book of the 50s. This is all to do with, there's some dates in here. I think this has got a name Battersby at the top there.
Nothing,
1961.
nothing to do with the Anne Battersby of Coronation Street.
This is all to do with the rules of signals, home starting and advanced starting. It's an interesting little item there. So we got some original poems that have been copied that the signalman Lenny Wills would have wrote, sort of passing his time back in the days of working the signal box.
Yeah, because that's kind of like what the one what you find today.
Signalman's Lament.
But individual different verses here taken from sections of that, and he's kind of like elaborated on it more. For instance, like that one, Brackley signal box is finished, a great central line is done. There's been work with pleasure and I'm sure I've had some fun. My friends have been quite varied with good humour all the way. And again, that one, the rails are red with rust now and it's through no fault of our own. This line has been a good one and so have been the men. But the sight that I can see now upon this Sunday morn. Yeah, they're quite poignant. I mean, I've never heard of those.
This is a
The Banbury Guardian of Thursday, September the 8th, 1966, and they're reporting on the last train to pull out of Woodford Horse.
that was the train, because what had happened, I remember someone telling me a story that the train they were originally supposed to use was a nice clean one.
Yeah, and they
ended up sending out an old
this old Black 5, isn't it?
Old Black 5 looking really rough.
Yeah.
And just put some flowers on the front.
Yeah, and then down the bottom here it said after 67 years Brackley railway station is closed to passenger traffic. The end of the line came at 12:04 AM on Sunday when the last train to leave the town was seen off by hundreds of railway enthusiasts. Also closed at the weekend was Woodford Hall Station, which follows the decision to close most of the former Great Central line between Marylebone, London and Sheffield via Aylesbury, Brackley, Rugby.
So that's an original old
Newspaper.
cutting.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. The thing is,
So there's Lenny Wills, Helmdon signal box.
wow. And what we have here, like, is the track clearance teams as they were ripping the track up at Brackley. I don't know, unfortunately, the number of that diesel work could probably find it out because there was only a few left. But by this photo had been taken. There's
Long
the
before the platform was cleared.
Yeah. The bridge had all gone by then. The buildings and the footbridge across to the entrance there. Yeah, and of course one there, like with Brackley in its heyday. Unfortunately, no dates on these, but you can see. I mean, that's pretty as it is today.
Yeah.
Around there, in those trees. Bridge is all gone, and all this is all gone. But, yeah, Len Wills. Very interesting.
This is to do with the union back then.
So he signed this to join the union on the 1st of September 1964, but he's also written down no mention of the political fund, which I do not pay in any case. which I do not paint any. Yeah, it looks like case. These are standardisation regulations for train signalling. They'll tell you like block workings and whatever. Yeah, it's interesting.
There's these.
Well, these are normally for excursions, which they used to run, whether it be for football matches or race meetings, day trips.
To Leicester, Nottingham.
Yeah, just repeated that one, but well, there's certainly some stuff here. British Transport Commission male wages grades pension scheme. There's all the different grades which were represented by a national union around them. Pension. Wow. Wonder what his pension was in the end.
Yeah. So just
Redundancy, right? Yeah, look, this is obviously this is an interesting one because he would have been sent this when the line was actually closed. Whether he applied for redundancy, we don't know, but this would have obviously been part of the standard redundancy agreement as they were closing lines down, and this would have been sent to obviously staff who took redundancy. So this explains how you would have got your redundancy in that. Yeah. These are updates to the rule book. You was meant to do these. See these? These are updates to the regular rule book. And what you would do, this would come down every so often when they updated it, and you would have to tear these slips off, and in the normal rule book of here,
yeah.
or train signalling booklets, you would have to peel them off slowly, and then on the back they had gum.
Oh yeah.
And what you do, you'd wet that, and then you would stick it over the amended rule in the rule book.
Huh.
You would have ended up with quite a few stickers there. But this came out probably once every year or so, as they changed it.
Regulations for train signalling. Signalman's general instructions.
Again, British Railways. 1960. So this is still British Transport Commission. Again, Mr. Battersby.
See the name Battersby?
Yeah.
Is
and again here it says at Helmdon office keys and safe key.
this is all quite relevant to the history of Helmdon Station.
Yeah, it is. Look, let's see. Look at that. Now what's that? Track recording coach. That's interesting. It's a real film photo what we have here.
Brackley and
Yeah, that is ticket inspector would have issued these. These are paper type tickets. They would have issued them on board the train. Someone was travelling through the train and someone would have got you. Again, there's proof ticket. So this is the sort you see there, like where he's had that and he's amended it and has stuck it over.
Oh yeah. Lots of rules and regulations.
Yeah, this was his rule book which he updated obviously every now and then. Train registered book. That's that one. This is again another one from Waybill.
See what else we can find in this collection.
This is the first suitcase, mate. How many you got?
No, it's only the one.
Yep.
Yeah, the other one's got the hat in there. I wonder what these are.
Map of the Great Western Railway System. These are maps.
Maps.
Wow. I don't know if I should unfold this. Well, this is Great Western Railway. Wow, look at that.
Shows you all the routes.
This is actually double-sided. Is it double-sided? No, it's using colours, look. This has probably got about every station on the Great Western Railway system crammed into this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing, look. Normally not, most of these stations would be left off and you'd only have the main like Kidderminster and Worcester, but they've got all the little stations in between. Incredible.
Nice little collector's
It is
item.
very, very collectible item. I'm not going to unfold that anymore because I'll get that back in. To be honest. Is this the same as that? Very, very collectible. You put these into a get back in there.
There'll be a point where we'll have to decide what we want to do, whether we want to
This one
donate this or
This one looks older, like this one.
I'm going to try and keep what I can that's relevant to the Great Central, and then anything else we'll have to look into.
It's probably a repeat, but it might be a little earlier one than that one. Slightly a bit worn, well, worn condition, but I won't unfold it.
So this would have been the original ticket for his work trousers. British Railways. L wheels.
That's an interesting document. The instructions to be observed when working royal trains.
Bell signal. Regulations for train signalling.
And there we are, look, he's got his firewood, he's received the firewood.
Oh, right. So that was firewood
For the
that he's
signal
bought
box.
for the signal box. Firewood application. So this whole suitcase is a memory of what Lenny got up to.
Yeah, he's
when he
climbed on
worked.
the railway.
Yeah. Most of this stuff I heard that was in drawers and in the actual signal box.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when the railway closed down,
He just cleared it all
he just
out.
cleared it all out and shoved
Well,
it into the suitcase.
that's an interesting one, look. Working of royal trains.
Working in rural trains.
That's pension scheme.
There's an old the plane that crashed into Tuffley Avenue.
What was that? What, here?
No, it was
100 place.
Daily Mail. This is 1963.
Oh, yeah. Bloody hell, that was Tuffley Avenue. Oh, Gloucester.
Gloucester. There you go, St Mary's Magdalen Helmdon.
This is
This is Lem wheels. That's his.
When he was buried.
Yeah.
Oh.
1991. He passed away.
Oh. So there's giving him a little bit of a.
Leonard wheels.
And there's an interesting little bit, probably what really kind of killed the Great Central off of Marples, Britain's first motorway, dated October 23rd, 1959, on the route of the new motorway.
Is that the M1?
Yeah. It is. Not quite up to Birmingham yet, but just basically went to the Watford services from London, the Watford services.
Right, so this is a collection of like
News.
train spotting
Yeah,
books,
Ian
isn't it?
Allen ABC books, yeah, of all the different shed allocations, different region ones. But this one is a pretty rare one. I can't say I've ever actually seen these. These are already printed with numbers in them, but this is actually like for your spottings and jottings. So wherever he may have been, could be more than likely in the signal box. I don't know, or if he was before he joined. But he's put all his jottings down in here of various.
All the different numbers that have gone
diesel
through.
Locomotives there, obviously steam. Yeah, diesels, electrics. A little line of a station here, we don't really know where that one is. Looks a bit busy, some depot. Looks at that. Obviously doesn't say
There's
what they
some
are.
old Meccano magazines.
That's where he used to live, at Milton College. This book is the property of Alan Wills, Milton Cottage, Helmdon, Northants.
I might go and visit the cottage, see who lives there now. Well, if you're still watching this video and gone through what we've just been through, then I hope you found it interesting, because it's been a nice little collection to go through. Just like English Electric.
I remember that when it came out. That was actually run on the Great Central, wasn't it?
Gas turbine.
Yeah. It was meant to be the locomotive of the future, but it never did. Because where I got the old newspapers of the opening, it describes in really great detail who these people are,
Right.
and includes the people on these children from the local school. This is that coming from Helmdon?
Yeah, that's coming from Helmdon.
Right, okay, so it's coming to pick them up, to take them onto the big mill at Maribon, yeah? So that's what it is, so because they all turn out, these are the dignitaries. So they've come down from Nottingham Rugby, and this is the train taking them down to Maribon for the big dinner and the official opening. They later return, the fire brigade turn out and they later return about 8 in the evening. And it's a really big full page like on how the opening events of the day took place in regards to Brackley. Yeah. Well,
It's been an interesting little thing to go through, isn't it? All
it
this
is,
collection.
yeah. I think it's I'll certainly give you the story of this.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video into a bit of history to do with Colin Will's father, Len Wills, at Helmdon Station. He used to man the signal box. So this is pretty much his little collection from his days of working there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that little video. Leave a comment, anything you can comment on, just to help along with any of the items that we've showed you through this video. Hope you enjoy that, and we'll catch you on the next explore, I'm sure, in the near future. A lot of things coming up, so we'll catch you soon. Bye for now.